Hello dear students! In our lesson today, we're going to deal with some reading comprehension. More specifically, we will read about life and jobs. Let's start. Take a look at the pictures that you are going to have here. What does this seem like? It's a house. And also this one. And this is a living room. And also this one. In which of those do you live? Or which one seems like your own house or your own living room? This one or this one? You would agree with me that the ones that seem that are more like your house, more like your living room, are these. So what is strange about this house that we are going to read about is that it's made, as you can see, out of some natural materials. We can see that we have the wood, the sand, the rocks. So this is the text that we're going to read about. A strange house, let's say, in which a family lives. Before reading our text, we're going to deal with some new words. So some words that you are going to see in your text. First of all, housing estate. What is that? It is a block of flats or a block of houses that are more or like the same. As we can see, they are very close to one another. That's why this is called a housing estate. So a part where many similar houses or flats are there. The countryside. Some people live in the city. For example, some people live in Tirana, some people live in Durrës, and other people are not in the city, but they are a little bit outside of it. So they are in the countryside, not in the city, but further. Another word that we are going to see is eco-house or an ecological house. This is different from an ordinary house because it is made out of ecological materials. We said wood is used, rocks are used, mud. That's why it's called an ecological house or an eco-house. Another new word is the word cozy. So when a house, when a room, when an environment is cozy, it means that it gives the sense of warmth. So it's warm, this house is cozy, it's warm, it's comfortable. You feel so nice in it. Okay, and now that we saw some of the new words, we're going to start our reading comprehension and then we will focus on the questions. So let's start together. Simon Dale, so this is the person that we're going to read about, didn't want to live in a mass-produced box on a housing estate. Remember what we said about the housing estate? So he didn't want to live in a place where are many houses and are very close one to the other. So he made a brave decision. He decided to build his own home in the countryside. So he didn't want to be in the city, but far from it. He moved to the rural Wales with his family and built a wooden eco-house. With the help of his father-in-law, a builder, he moved into a cozy new home after only 4 months. It only cost £3,000 to build. So after finishing reading the first part of the text, we're going to focus on the questions now. Okay, so let's see the first question. why did Simon Dale build the Hobbit house? So we said that Simon built the Hobbit house, the house that we saw, that was different in the beginning. If you take a look at the very beginning, the answer is there. So always, the answer, whenever you have questions, is in the text. Let's go and find it. So, Simon Dale didn't want to live in a mass-produced box on a housing estate. So this is the reason why he built the Hobbit house. Let's move on to the second question. So, where did he build it? Where? We want to find the place now. Where did he build it? Take a look at the second part. So, he built it in the countryside, we said. And that is your answer that you are going to write down. How long did it take to build, and how much did it cost? So in this question we have got two parts. First of all, how long, and then how much. Let's go and find it in the text. So, it took him 4 months, this is how long, and it cost £3,000. So you need to include in your answer both parts, how long and how much it cost. All right, we finished with the first part. Now we're going to continue our reading. First of all, let's see some other new words. Dale built his house with, we said, ecological materials. And what are those? Let's see some of those. So he used mud. What's mud? We have the land and water. The combination of these two create the mud that is sticky, that is used in order to stick, let's say, the stones together. Another new word is wood. So what is wood? Is the wood that we take from the trees. This is what they used to build the house as well, the interior probably of the house. Natural light. The natural light is the light that comes from nature, that comes from the sun, of course, the natural light. Another new word is stone. So, we have many here stones that he used in order to build the Hobbit house. And open plan. As we can see, in the open plan, there are no divisions. So, we have the living room, we have the kitchen, we have the bedroom, that are all in one place, but without being divided, without being separated with walls. That's why this is called an open plan. It's open, it's an open place. Let's move on now with the reading part. The Hobbit house, so the house that they built, as local people call it, is made of natural materials. Simon Dale and his father-in-law dug into the side of a hill and then used the mud that we said, the sand with the water, and stone to make the walls. The frame of the house and the floors are made from wood, from the trees, we said, the wood, from the surrounding area. The design is open plan, and we just explained that the house was open. It was an open plan. All right, let's see now the question that we have about this part of the reading. Where did they get the materials to build the house? So where? Now, be careful. It doesn't say which are the materials, but where they got the materials. Let's go and find. So we said that they used the mud and the stone, that they found it where? At the side of a hill. So there is a hill, and at the side they got the mud and the stone. Also, they used the wood. And where did they find the wood? From the surrounding area. So from the area that was around, the surrounding area. Let's move on. We have some more reading, so focus, and then we're going to see the questions. There is no central heating. Central heating. So we're talking about the way that they get the warmth. But there is a wood burner for them to get this warmth in the winter. And solar panels on the roof, which provide power for lighting, music, and computing. A skylight in the roof provides lots of natural light. So the light, we said, from the sun. And a pond in the front garden collects rainwater. Pond, we're talking about a part with water. The water comes from the rain. Drinking water is from a nearby spring. There is a compost toilet, and the fridge stays cool thanks to air from under the ground. Simon Dale says, "We try to live in harmony with the natural world." He has certainly done his best to achieve that. And after finishing reading, we focus on the questions. So, where do they get heating, electricity, light, and water from? So we have 4 parts that we need to answer. Focus on the text. So, first of all, we need the heating and the electricity. So, the heat comes from the wood burner. The electricity and the light, we have the solar panels in the roof that give what? That give the light, and of course, the electricity, because they listen to music and use computers. Also, the water, they get it from a pond, if we're talking about the water that they need in their everyday life. If it is drinking water, they get it from a spring. So as you can see, you might have one question, but many parts. So you need to answer them one by one. And the other question, how does Simon Dale say he wants to live? And we have the saying that Simon tells us. We try to live in harmony with the natural world. So, if we are asked what someone says, we're going to find in the text the saying. All right, and now that we finished with the reading, we finished with the new vocabulary, you can think of your own house. Think of your house as it is. Think of the Hobbit house. Which one would you prefer? Or if you ask yourselves, would you give it a try and live maybe just for a day in such a house? As homework, I would like you to think of that and to compare your house to the Hobbit house. You can write what the materials that your house is built, the materials that the Hobbit house is built, what they use for electricity, for computing, and what you use in your own house. Compare and write a few sentences. You can also find some more information, some more pictures about the Hobbit house. Thank you for paying attention.